For nearly 60 years, the tuna melt sandwich has been a staple for the American diner menu. Freshly made tuna salad, melty cheese, sandwiched between two buttery pieces of bread. Today, I'm going to show you my take on this classic. Stay with me.
Hi everyone, my name is Andy, I'm the T-Rex chef, and welcome to my kitchen. The tuna melt sandwich is a classic in the American cuisine, and the only information I could find on the interwebs was that it came about in 1965 in Charleston, South Carolina, from a Woolworth diner. We used to have a Woolworth diner here in Jamestown, and man, that place was really good. So really, the only information I could find on it was that little bit right there, 1965, Charleston, South Carolina, Woolworth Restaurant Diner. Today I'm going to show you my take on the tuna melt, one of my favorite sandwiches, or sandwich, if you're from Western New York. So, first thing I'm going to be doing is going to be draining the tuna fish. I'm not a huge fan of watery tuna fish. I've seen a lot of recipes, and some of them call to leave all of the water in the can going in there. And I think that's setting yourself up for a very, 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 very bad time. I work in a deli, and my fellow workers will know that when I make tuna fish, that it gets an ample amount of draining time to make sure that you don't have a watery tuna salad. That's just, to me, that's just gross. So, we're using 2 cans of tuna. These are 5 ounces each. Every little bit. Get every little bit out. Look at how much water is already coming out of there. You don't want that in your sandwich. Or your sandwich. So we're going to let this drain over here. Tuna fish, some basic ingredients. One is tuna. Second is mayonnaise. And what I'm going to show you today is how to make your own mayonnaise, or aioli, which is just the fancy word for mayonnaise. And to make an aioli or mayonnaise, you have to use just the egg yolks. And so now I have to delicately somehow separate these. Do my best to get this in one take. I have a whole carton of eggs, so. My fellow chefs who make eggs Benedict on the regular can appreciate this process right here, or maybe you don't appreciate the process. Don't ever be the person who makes really good hollandaise sauce, because you'll be the only person that makes the hollandaise sauce. It's free advice. Alright, egg yolks, oil, high rate of speed combining them. This is what gives you mayonnaise, or aioli. I just took it apart. I don't know how to put it back together. Barry, let's put a timer up, see how long it takes me to figure this out. Alright, we have a timer up? That's how long? Atrocious. That's atrocious. Alright, so, egg yolks, oil. We're going to add a little bit of ground mustard to it, And I'm going to be adding some horseradish because, well, I'll be adding horseradish to the tuna, not my aioli. So I kind of misspoke on that one. I got a little excited. So let's start the process of making the aioli here. See if I can screw this up. You're gonna want to add this slowly. Okay, full disclosure, it's been a while since I made an aioli, so I had to add another an egg yolk. Also, I don't think that this Cuisinart is quite cut out to be doing this. You need more of a Robocoo type of piece of equipment. If you don't know what a Robocoo is, just go ahead and Google it. Or Barry, can you get a graphic up of what a Robocoo is? Thank you. So, grab this out. It is thick, yes, but going to be adding some lemon juice. Here, it's gonna thin this out just a little bit. Okay. Brighten it up. That much mustard powder. Yes, some mayonnaise has mustard powder in it. Pepper. A little bit of salt. Alright, so we're going to transfer this to a different bowl. Alright, quick taste test here. Okay, a little more salt. Okay, just a little bit more lemon juice. Seeds in there, as I just did. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Let's take a look at all that water. Some people leave that in for a sandwich. I don't believe in that. All right. Now let's assemble the tuna salad. I like a little crunch component to mine, and I like a little extra added flavor. So put some celery. It's a good way to stretch this too. Kind of double the amount of yield that you get from the dish. Red onion. Lots of flavor, some texture, a little bit of heat. Alright, remember? Tuna was draining. Look at all that water. See how nice and dry that is? It's flaky. It's not mushy. So, celery, onions, horseradish. Nice little kick to it. About a teaspoon. Dill relish. Drain that off a little bit. Teaspoon. Yeah, we'll do a little more. Dry mustard. I'll put some in the aioli. Gives it a little bit of a heat, a little background flavor. Look at that. All that's going to go in. You can always add more. You can't take away. Little tip. When you're seasoning something like this, if you've got a liquid component, season the liquid component. That way, it'll go all the way through your dish. Salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice to the seeds in there. See how that's not overly mayonnaised or overly aioli'd? Nice and thick. Robust. That's good. But here lies the problem. Tuna was at room temperature. The mayonnaise was cold. I think it needs to sit to get a little bit better. So I'm going to take another unit break, put this into a smaller container, put that into my fridge, and then come back and build our melt. Now, for the next components, I picked up some rye bread from work, some plain rye bread. Nice little change. I like melts on rye bread, even marble rye. I'm also using good old American cheese. Melts the greatest, tastes great to me as well. I know the most popular way to build this dish is to assemble the sandwich with your cheese and your tuna, and then put it together, and then put it on a hot surface, and then turn it. As a line cook and someone who's made many tuna melts, it's a pain in the ass. Okay? Just gonna be honest with you, I think some of my fellow line cooks and chefs will agree with me, that's a pain. So I'm going to get these nice and golden brown on both sides, put my cheese on and get that melty, and then assemble. I just think it's easier that way. That's just me. What do I know? Let's get some butter in the pan here. Bread goes in. It's a little hot. Let me turn that down. I am going to flip it too, so I get both sides nice and crispy. You know, butter's going into the bread. Butter makes everything better. So I'm going to add more butter to the pan, flip these over, and brown the other side. While that's happening, I'm going to add my cheese. Oh, look at that. Cheese is nice and melted. All that's left to do is assemble this. Tuna looking fantastic. Is it me, or do sandwiches taste better when you cut it this way as opposed to this way? I don't know why. There you go. Nice little shot of that. Get yourself some classic salt and vinegar chips. Show some sweet and hot pickles. I'll give you the Wickles, the original pickle. It's got a pickle dancing with a pepper. Sweet and hot, fantastic. I'll provide the link below. I got these at Wegmans. These are fantastic. There you go. Tuna melt, classic, on some rye bread, T-Rex style. Look at that. Fit for a diner. That's a small piece of bread. It's a smaller sandwich, but probably a more healthy size we should be having. Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of Cooking with the T-Rex Chef. I want to thank Mr. Barry for doing his magic behind the camera, making these shows look great. I want to thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all the likes, all the shares. Continue to give us likes, continue to give us shares. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Barry's putting out more episodes on YouTube, so please subscribe. It's Cooking with the T-Rex Chef on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram. My name is Andy. I'm the T-Rex Chef. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Now I get to try this. That is a tuna melt. Trust me on this one. Assemble it after you've... Is there something on my face? I feel like there was something on my face. Trust me on this one. Assemble it after you've grilled the bread and melted the cheese. It makes a huge difference. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Hi, how you doing? Woolworth Diner.